Hello, this is Meshell Baker, the Chief Confidence Igniter, transformational keynote speaker. We're going to jump right into this Mondays with Meshell. Today is about action breeds confidence and courage. And why is that important? Well, because inaction breeds doubt and fear. And doubt and fear leads to regret and over time to shame, which puts people into more doubt and fear. This is where people are triggered and freeze. If you've ever asked yourself why you can't do something you know you should to be doing, you need to be doing to change and transform your life, to make your situation better, it's because of your persistent inaction. And the moment you start down that slippery slope of inaction, it snowballs. And how do you want to get into action? Is that there's activities that you can do, many of them. The first one I think of that comes to mind is doing the hard things. There is this principle that is kind of unknown. Like some people might think it's common sense, and it's not really talked about. Is people tell you, you have to, you ought to do this, and you should. So that's the principle. However, it's not really even just talked about the necessity of what happens when you do the hard things. So generally what happens is, as kids, most of us are raised a certain way. And if you're around people who didn't do hard things, if you're around people who told you to be quiet and told you that girls are quiet and all kind of things, then you more than likely felt uncomfortable doing hard things, which just continued to expand as an adult. The reason this is so hurtful to you as an adult in your career is the magic only happens outside the comfort zone. And what that means is that anything you want in life that's amazing and incredible is going to require that you feel uncomfortable. It's going to require that it's going to be an inconvenience at the moment. It creates this uncertainty, a whole bunch of feelings. So you're initially going to feel, and it might seem like fear. If you have not been doing hard things, it will seem like fear. What it actually is this sense of uncertainty that when you continue to do the hard things, you can turn that thing that was once fear into excitement and anticipation for some future outcomes that will definitely have you feeling good. Because what you'll start to realize when you begin to do the things that scare you and make you nervous and have all this doubt inside of you is that it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. It wasn't life altering. You did not die, right? And you'll actually start to get some pretty incredible results. That when you keep a journal is the next thing. When you start journaling and tracking things that you're proud of and things that you're grateful for, you'll have these journals. I can reach back for years and read journals and go like, oh my God, right? And remind myself of all the amazing things that transpired when I stepped into fear, when I stepped out the comfort zone. Many of my clients do the same thing. Over time, I keep track of everything we do as we go throughout that process, because I want to remind them a month in, when they forget, when they're hit with something, no, remember a month ago when you thought this was the end of the world. It really isn't. It's about building and refining and defining your character. Another thing, number 3, Superwoman pose. So the pose where you put your arms like this, the state, moving your body, getting up, jumping, it will actually change your state and your energy and get that energy up. But the Superwoman pose in front of a mirror is incredible. If you have to go do something that makes you nervous and you can find a bathroom, do that pose in a mirror. If you can't find a bathroom, do the pose anyway. Use a mantra. Right? One of my mantras is that I am always already ready, or everything always works in my favor. So I will say that over and over and over again, and it changes my state, because what it'll bring up is the memory of all the times that everything worked in my favor. It'll bring up the memory that I was always ready, that I've not ever failed. Like I might not have done something perfect or as great as I wanted to, but I have not did anything that was just a complete disaster that I couldn't come back from. So a mantra. And if you follow me next week, I will give you a little short synopsis on how to make a mantra. So that's going to be next Mondays, is making a masterful mantra. So surround yourself with positive people. I don't even need to explain this. The conversations we have breed and seed our mind to think more about the conversations we had. So when you're talking to positive people, you will have more favorable outcomes. The same is true for negative people. So the next one is avoid people who are not having favorable, confident, powerful conversations, because they breed and seed in your mind for your outcomes. Dress to feel good is another one. When you know how you feel when you put on a good outfit, you may not have a lot of budget right now. Go to your closet and start intentionally putting together outfits. If you need to iron some things, if you need to, switch up some clothes, what can you do so that you feel good about what you're wearing every day will help your confidence incredibly. And then the last thing I'll share with you is breath work. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, slowing yourself and putting yourself back in the state where you understand you are absolutely amazing. Remember, when you're anxious and fearful and all those things, your heart starts to race and palpitate, and you will start to tense up. Breathing will help to calm you, slow you down, and put you back in a space where you are in control and you're determining the circumstance. The circumstances are not determining and dictating who you are. Remember, no one gets to dictate you're amazing. You're already incredible. The fact that you're here, the fact that you have desire for confidence, the fact that you listen to this all the way through means you're already amazing. So allow nothing and no one to dictate that. And do whatever it takes, no matter what. That's what action breeding confidence and courage will do for you. It'll change your life, your family, your career, your money. Everything changes when you begin to get into action and breed your confidence and courage. Have a great week. If you're looking for a keynote speaker, someone to do some training or some confidence coaching, just read the information below, schedule a call, and let's see how we can make some magic. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday.